Well, let's get to gold. Shares in Lundin Gold have soared more than threefold this year. There is a look, and it's up, look at that, almost fourfold in the past 12 months. The company is one of the lowest cost major producers globally. Its Ecuadorian mine, Fruta del Norte, produces about 500,000 ounces of gold annually. Let's welcome Jamie Beck, CEO of Lundin Gold. Jamie, thanks very much indeed for joining us.
Hi, Andrew. Thanks for having me.
Your stock's done well. It looks like it's the second best performer in the TSX Global Index this year, which has been a hot category, needless to say. I notice now that apparently none of the analysts have a buy on you. They're all at hold because people are saying, the stock could be fully valued.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's difficult to get across with some of the analyst reports is really how excited we are with the exploration potential here. This has been a incredibly active geologic environment, and we have been discovering significant potential new deposits, not only on the gold side but also in some copper and gold. So it's hard when you're staring at sort of the quarterly production figures to really bake that exploration upside into the share price, but we think it's firmly there.
You just came out with your 3-year outlook, and one big decision that's expected is this Fruta del Norte South. Give us some numbers there. If you develop that, how much would it add to your production?
Yeah, we're sort of putting the initial resource and reserve estimates together at the moment. So I don't have exact numbers, but we have an initial view that this could add upwards of 2+ million ounces, I think, into the overall life of mine plan. I don't see that that's necessarily going to mean that we would exceed that sort of 500,000 ounce a year production figure, but the hope would be that we'd be able to extend the mine life by bringing that FDN South material into the mix.
Now, your cost base is pretty low. I mean, it's below $1,000 US an ounce. I mean, it's got to be among the lowest of major gold miners. Pretty nice when we've got gold at $4,000 plus. You're making plenty of money right now.
Yeah, it sure is. This is a very, very special asset, and the grades that we're mining underground help guide that low cost production. Has really provided some operational excellence in terms of not only our production but also cost, as you suggest. So yeah, certainly at these gold prices, we're making good margins.
Scotia says that the costs were a little bit higher than they had forecast, but they do say expansion could bring down that cost. It's interesting, though, that part of this is employee profit sharing that's adding to the cost base. Yeah,
that's right. For every $100 of gold price increase, we add about $10 into our overall cost based on the royalties and the employee profit sharing, as you described. So, our previous guidance in 2024, when we put out guidance for this past year, we budgeted that at $2,500 an ounce gold. So as we're sitting here north of $4,000 an ounce. That royalty and profit sharing adds upwards of $150 to our cost basis, but certainly I'll take that increase in cost at the higher gold price.
Right, and you're spending something like, is it in the next year you plan to spend more than $80 million on exploration, your biggest ever?
We've got our biggest program ever. You're right, about 120,000 meters drilled in 2025, and we're planning about 130 some odd thousand meters in 2026. There's an $85 million program going, and really focused on 3 key areas, Andrew. Number one is replacing reserves. So we've been incredibly successful at Fruta del Norte at replacing the gold that we've mined every single year. Number 2 is sort of in some near mine exploration where we've had great success, both gold as well as copper gold. There's a number of new copper gold porphyry targets that look incredibly exciting. And then there's just a huge land package. This project was picked up by the Lundins in the mid 2010s. And a lot of the effort has been on really building FDN and getting it up and into production. And now we're casting the web further afield and going to do a bit more regional exploration. So it's really exciting.
It is interesting. Ecuador doesn't have as developed a mining industry as somewhere like Peru or Chile, and it was seen as a tricky place to do business. I mean, there were protests back in 2020, I remember.
Yes, it's for all of its geologic potential, there's been challenges, of course, in terms of getting projects off the ground. We've had, just a wonderful experience in Ecuador, working with the government, working with the local communities. All the stakeholders have been incredibly supportive of what we're doing at Fruta del Norte. So, I really hope that there's a number of projects that are sort of in the pipeline. I think that would be incredibly beneficial for Ecuador, for their people, for the government, for the country in its whole. And so we're certainly cheering on the sidelines that we can get more projects going. But for now, this Lundin Gold and Fruta del Norte is a pretty important player in the Ecuadorian mining space.
Yeah, are you the biggest mine in Ecuador?
Well, we're probably the largest taxpayer. There is a Chinese operated operation, the Exa mine. That's the Mirador. It's a copper gold deposit that's just to our north. It's a big open pit, so it's likely a larger mine from a production perspective. But between those two, those are probably the two biggest in country.
We'd better jump. Thanks very much, Jamie.
All right. Thank you, Andrew.
Jamie Beck, CEO at Lundin Gold.